Hello and welcome to Sydney, Australia. Or should I say, hello. Hello. After the longest travel day of my entire life, I have made it, and I've had a few days here now, but how I got here was flying from Toronto to Vancouver, and I had a full day in Vancouver, which was nice to break up the flight. From Vancouver, I flew to Sydney, which was a 15-hour flight. Honestly, not as bad as I thought. I think because I broke it up with having a full day in Vancouver to stretch my legs, get out some energy, and then do a red eye, it was perfect because I just slept the whole time. So I'm staying at the Ace Hotel Sydney, which is a beautiful, unique boutique hotel. They have a couple of different chains, one in Toronto, which I've actually stayed at before, and it has been the perfect stay so far. The room is gorgeous, super central, the amenities are great. Let me show you a quick little room tour. Alright, so we have my belongings, which are just as exhausted as I am from this travel day. This super neat lighting fixture, and then the closet, which is perfect. So they have some laundry bags, a steamer, an iron. I believe down here is a safe, and then what is this? Oh, the laundry board, which is good because my clothes are wrinkled. This fridge is stocked up with so many things that I've never tried before, even a bag of white wine, which, wow, so innovative. Up here is just a coffee section, some teas, some snacks that I will not touch because they cost money, ice bucket and glasses, and my favorite part, the robes, which are so cute. Everything here they actually have for sale. They have so many home goods and linens that are just so unique. Over here we have the TV and a nice little desk with some pamphlets, just note paper and survival guide to the city, I assume, in-room dining. And my favorite part is the balcony. So I did request a balcony just because as I'm adjusting to the time change, there's something about having access to a lot of fresh air that really comforts me and helps me regulate my body. So let's go outside and have a look at the view. Definitely not quiet, but fantastic view of the city. Look at this furniture I can lay out, have my coffee. It's perfect. Alright, before we get on with the day, let me give you a little recap of my week so far. Alright, so my first day was definitely a little sleepy, so I started my day with some coffee and really just explored the downtown core close to my hotel, leading me to the Royal Botanical Gardens. Now these gardens are like nothing I've ever seen before. The flora, the fauna, the animals just roaming around, it was magical and it was massive. So it went on and on and on and took up most of the day, but had this cute little gelato and then was surprised by the most incredible view of the Sydney Opera House. I would highly recommend actually going there to see the Sydney Opera House because it gives you a different perspective. The next day was my coastal beach day and something that I was really looking forward to. So this beautiful coastal walk takes you from Coogee all the way to Bondi. So starting in Coogee, I'm definitely saying it wrong, Coogee. Maybe it just sounds better with an Australian accent. So walking about 6 kilometers one way, which is around 2 to 3 hours, takes you from one point all the way to the next. And throughout that walk, there are these beautiful cliffside overlookings and these different beaches and these baths. So these baths were a new concept to me, but probably my favorite thing I've experienced so far in Australia. There are these seaside tidal pools, so basically empty swimming pools that fill up with ocean water. The one that I swam in was called the Wiley Baths, but I got there nice and early and just really saw the culture of people getting up early before they go to work, or retired older adults in their little swimming gear doing their lengths and then having a coffee or doing a meditation, doing some kind of yoga or movement. And it was really beautiful to see that that was so ingrained in who they are as a community. I talked to a few people and they say that they do it year-round, which I guess their winter is nothing like our winter in Canada, but I don't know, it was very inclusive and very special and made me feel like I actually lived there. Not to mention, was just nice to cool off in the ocean. Really helped me fight my jet lag. And then I walked all the way to Bondi Beach, which Bondi Beach was amazing. I loved it. Just looking at all the different shops and different places to eat. The fashion. I don't know if I'm just a little bit sick of North American fashion and fast fashion and just everything looking the same, but it was so refreshing to walk into these different boutiques and see these beautiful colors and prints and patterns and styles that were almost too fearful to do at home. Did I pick anything up? No. I'm trying to be very good, but it was so tempting. Alright, so that brings us to today. I had a few other different plans throughout this week, but I think one of the biggest things I've picked up about traveling is learning to adapt and not be afraid to change the plans that you had in mind, because it often works out in your favor to a different and more fitting adventure for where you are in your experience. I often beat myself up about the time and effort I put into planning and then having to change something or it not seeming as perfect as it did on paper, but that's just not a reality, and I think that is a really beneficial thing I'm picking up from traveling, is that flexibility in going with the flow a little bit. Maybe it's the Aussie culture, maybe it's just me severely jet lagged. I'll talk a little bit more at the end of this video about the main reason why I'm here, but I want to tell you about this morning. So started the morning with a beautiful workout at the hotel gym, and now we're going to head to this area called Paddington. Paddington is a lively upscale area with busy shops in the Victorian Terrace buildings along Oxford Street and 5 Ways. A cluster of boutiques at the intersection showcases Australian design, while Paddington Market sells trendy crafts and clothes. The galleries of contemporary art form a local creative hub. So I am very excited to go and grab a coffee and something to eat. A lot of my planning has come from different Australian influencers that I've followed over the years, specifically Tash Oakley. Look at this, this is funny actually. What's so funny to me is that this trip feels like it's sponsored by Tash Oakley because I'm wearing her swimwear brand, Monday Swimwear. I just did a Pilates class workout, which she helped found, and this is her book that I'm reading, Excessively Obsessed. So thank you to her for recommending this area indirectly. Alright, I'll show you what I'm wearing and then let's go. My Jenny Bird statement hoops on, door clacker hoops, whatever you want to call them, this beautiful sage green Aritzia dress, Jenny Bird bangles, and these beaded bracelets, which are from a boutique designer I forget the name of, and then of course I have my Adidas Samas. Going to carry my Longchamp purse and then my Dior pink lippy, and this is such a good find. So this is the Orbe, one of 3 little trial sides of their fragrance, which I love, and it's perfect for travel. The Côte d'Azur is such a nice scent, which I think is their classic scent for their shampoos and everything, so that has been great. About 500 pictures of these birds on my phone until I was told they're called bin chickens because they're basically large pigeons. But I thought they're so cool looking. Hi buddy. Big fan. It is getting toasty outside, which is why we are heading to the beach. So we're gonna head to Watson's Bay, which is a lovely village at the tip of South Head in Sydney's east. It has lush parks, calm harbor swimming, waterfront restaurants, and a clifftop view. So I'm super excited to get to pack my book and just lay out in the sun for the afternoon. I am back from the beach, and that was just the perfect afternoon. I clearly got some color, which is not great, but I've had another shower and freshened up and am going to either head out for dinner or stay in, not sure tonight. But I just want to tell you a little bit about why I'm actually here in Australia. And it all comes down to this incredible organization, volunteerworld.
VolunteerWorld is the world's leading comparison platform for international volunteer opportunities, an organization that believes ethical standards are crucial and should be upheld when placing candidates within the voluntary sector. I took part in the Australian Wildlife Care and Rehabilitation Program. This rural shelter raises and cares for injured and orphaned Australian wildlife, released back into their natural environment after rehabilitation. I'm so grateful for such a memorable but challenging experience. I will use my new perspective to help empower and support the leading voices advocating for the welfare of the incredible wildlife in their environment.
I'm definitely very nervous, but also very excited. I think it's going to be incredibly challenging, but also very fulfilling to a side of myself that I need to reconnect with. Not to mention, I think this is really important when you're coming into a new country as a tourist, to learn about the community, the people, the environment, the wildlife, and how you can support and help and contribute in some way. Not in a tourism way, but in a really meaningful way. I'm about to start that crazy adventure, and I encourage you all to check out the website to see what other opportunities there are around the world that fit your interests and your desires. Good morning and welcome to Brisbane. So we have arrived in Brisbane and I'm staying at the Crystalbrook Vincent Hotel, which is unbelievable. I'm so grateful to be staying here. It's in the perfect location. All right, let's have a look at this room. So first off, we have this giant mural of Heath Ledger, the Australian legend, and that's kind of a theme throughout this space. There's some more over there, some books, and then we have this gorgeous green space, which I love. And right above the bed is a ginormous mural. Everything's controlled by that iPad. You have a view into the bathroom. And then here is an amazing little coffee station with all the essentials. And of course, would I ever book a hotel that doesn't have robes or slippers? No. I'm already in one of them. I spent my first day here just exploring the downtown core, which has some amazing shopping, a beautiful botanical gardens, and just some amazing historical places to explore. Tomorrow I will be heading to the Gold Coast to explore the beaches and finally see Byron Bay, which I'm so excited about. But today, it's the moment I've been waiting for this entire trip to Australia. I'm gonna see a koala. So I'm heading to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. All right, let's go.
Patience is like a spring bubbling to the surface for those who want to drink. For those who wander far, the thirst will not be quenched. For those who trust the water will bathe in nourishment.
You get this little pin. Oops. And then you get this. Alright, so that was 100% worth it. Could not recommend more going to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary. It has all of the native Australian animals and you learn so much and feels very ethical and sustainable and just they're so cute. There are so many koalas and lizards running around and just animals everywhere you look. It's It's a very wholesome, very authentic experience, and I highly recommend it. Now I'm gonna head to another Brisbane iconic spot. It's called the Howard Smith Wharves. Basically, it's a bunch of restaurants and seating areas and bars and pubs all underneath the big bridge that Brisbane is known for, and it's just a really good vibe. Super cool, super trendy, and I'm hoping to get some fish and chips, so that's my goal tonight. And of course, some kind of alcoholic beverage to cheers to my experience in Australia, because I can't believe it's come to an end. I have had the most amazing trip. This is such an incredible country with so much beauty, so much culture, and I'm just feeling very grateful. I also know that Dom Dolla is performing tonight in Brisbane, and I'm gonna try and get a ticket. It looks like a great venue, and I really wanted to go see a concert while I was here, so I'm gonna try and squeeze that in if I can find a ticket, but if not, just gonna go for some drinks and some food. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go.
Why don't we just leave? You can enjoy it.